Hello and welcome to a new video.
This is the next thing. Not the next thing, an old thing. This is a Hewlett-Packard Photosmart printer. It's the 7260 from the 7200 series. And it's from 2003, and I have a problem with this machine. First of all, a lot of stuff broke off. That's just me being clumsy and sometimes moving it, and then these things break off and then it gets broken. But that's not the reason why I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video because it cannot read my new cartridges anymore. I don't know why. I bought official new cartridges for this one, and it doesn't recognize them or says they're not legal, or I don't know. Let's take a look at the back. It has USB and a simple power supply, 16 volts and 32 volts. That's it. You can also do something with extra photo configuration. So there is this nice device in here. It could be stored in there. There's no other function than this for for this thing. And you can then stick some photo paper in here and then place it in the slot here like that, and then it can print photos. That's pretty neat. I never used it, by the way, but I read this in the manual and stuff, and yeah, nice feature. Not gonna use it. I normally deal with normal A4 paper, the usual stuff. The problem lies inside. Here we have the cartridges. If I'm correct, these are the old cartridges. These cartridges are the numbers 57 and 56 for black, 57 for color. It's also written down on the machine itself, so you won't make the mistake of ordering the wrong ones. These two work. I have two new ones. Yeah, they look identical to me, but I might be wrong. Yeah, it has a coloring. Yeah, it's colored. Wow, what a difference. No, they're exactly the same. They have the same markings. Maybe a little bit difference. This one is darker. It has the same, yeah, the marks that are needed to make contacts in the back here. Those are the contacts it probably uses to read all the inputs to get the colors flowing, etc. So that's this one. This one is the color one. It's a little different color blue, more purple blue. It's a tricolor inked cartridge. Also says here it's both from Hewlett-Packard, so it should be right. Even this number is the same, so it says C6657A. C6675A. This is the old one. This must be the old one, you see, because it says 2011. It won't recognize this one. Same goes for this one, probably. This is the new one. Yeah, because this has this also 2011. So this is also the new one. So I'll show you what happens. I'll first put in the old ones. They may not work. It could also be that they still work, but that they were clogged. That is the reason why they don't produce any more ink. I'm gonna clean the head a little bit, and then you can also see that it actually can look pretty nice. It's a lot of stuff comes out of it, but it says it's empty or almost empty, and that's why I bought new cartridges. But it's It's already a year ago. I don't use it. I don't print a lot anymore. I can print at my work. I'm also gonna clean the heads a little bit. I know they're going to be recognized. It still looks very clean. Okay, and then this one too. The system actually works very well. You can, if you just read the manual and follow it, and the machine helps you, the computer and the software help you, tell you what to do. So it's not a bad product, only I can't get the new cartridges to work, and that's where the Hewlett-Packard support lacks in good advice or good tutorials to make them actually work, or tell you why they don't work. That would also be something very, very important. Why don't they work? I have no idea. I really had a nice official CD-ROM with this. I haven't used it because it's just plug and play. The system just recognizes it. XP recognizes it. Windows 10, I used it on Windows 10 for many years, no complaints. Only this cartridge thing is just, that stopped me from using it. That's the only reason. I don't think there's even a network option on this thing. Let's check that out. Can we see some kind of network? No. That's a bit weird if you ask me. There's no option for a network connection to this machine. So this can only be used via the USB. Here it has the adapter. It's the official Hewlett-Packard adapter. Yeah, 230 volts, European style. Connector side, this thing, standard 16 and 32 volts, and a ground. And then we have the simple USB for the computer, and the other side, this one. Yeah, you see this a lot. Just plug this one in here, and the power supply, and then we're good to go. We can start testing. Because it's of 2003, USB 2.0 was the standard, so I'm not going to plug it into one of my 3.0 ports. I'm going to plug it into one of my 2.0. And now it's plugged in, as you heard. Now we turn it on. Green light's on, so that's okay. If it's a red light or something like that, red light here means the cartridge is empty. So maybe we'll do Ctrl P again, print. And now we should have the extra option for the Photosmart 7200 series. Printer properties. Let's do OK. Now we can say the whole stuff. I say just page 1. And let's say print. It blinks and it stops. So what's going on? Oh. I think it can't find paper. Oh yeah. Oh, here it goes red. This is it. It goes red. Oh, here it says out of paper. Printer couldn't print Word documents. See, that's cool. That's just Windows helping you. They couldn't find any paper. Out of paper, it says. Okay, it says nothing about the cartridges. So let's stick in the paper again. Maybe it didn't get it right. Could be because of clumsy stuff. So stick it in better this time. And let's do X. X disables the error, and we can try again. Print, Ctrl P, and let's try it again. Wow, this is annoying. Cannot even grab my paper. Yeah, well. Well, the first finish how it can actually grab the paper. I'm going to look on the internet and find the troubleshooting program for Hewlett-Packard that can help me search out this problem.
This is the Hewlett-Packard site. I typed in my series, my Photosmart 7260. You cannot type it in here because it will just go to some random device that you didn't even choose. Let's say you first select the product you want to search for, and you select printer, and then you type your, the type Photosmart 7260, and then it says, oh, you're looking for a hard drive or a laptop. No, I first selected the option of printer, and then it still, that's something I don't understand. But this is the support file. It's HPPSD Doctor. And let's open it. And it's extracting. So I also turn on the printer. Accept. So let's do start. Searching for products. So now it's searching. And here it says Photosmart. Well, as you can see the picture, I don't know if this is a universal picture or they think it's this machine, because this is not the actual machine you saw in the video. Right? Okay, next. So now it's going to communicate with the Hewlett-Packard Photosmart. Hey, the bar's full, and yes, we're going to get some results. Your current default printer is the HP Photosmart 7200 series. Yes, fixed printing. There, scanning it. It actually select another product. Fixed printing. Let's first do it this way, because it will probably finding and fixing printing problems. Device error detected. Recommended updates. Printer spool check. Driver check. Device status. Carriage stall. Your printer's carriage is not able to move freely. Check for obstruction in the carriage path, such as crumbled paper, especially on the side right of the printer. Make sure that the print cartridges or print heads are installed correctly and the carriage can move freely. Clear any error on printer display and click retry. Here it is. Cartridge or print head problem. Please make sure that the ink cartridges and print heads you are using in the printer are correct ones for your printer. Check the message the printer is displayed for the specific error. Replace any bad print heads or cartridges, then make sure the cartridges are not low on ink and that they are inserted properly into your printer. Clear any error, display and retry. Well, yeah, let's replace let's replace the cartridges. Wow, that's a good thing to do. Yeah, these are old. They're probably dead. Let's put in some new cartridges that I bought officially. Here's that one in and that one in. So if I close it, it doesn't do anything. Click on the X. Does nothing. Again. Turn off the machine. And we'll turn it back on because it will do always all dance again. Online help recommended. So now we're going to the, the website of Hewlett-Packard. Page can't be reached. Thank you, Hewlett-Packard. I'm doing another scan to see if we can fix the problem. Let's fix printing. He's going to look for the problems again. Please load paper into the input tray to print. Use plain white paper. Well, blow me down. I'm going to put in the paper again. It says out of paper. Now. Like this. It's rescanning now. And that takes a long time. We already know that. And it's blinking red again. So let's retry. Still says out of paper. How far do I have to go with this paper, man? I'll do it again. Now it's green. Let's do a retry. Everything checks out okay with the product. Test print. It looks like some kind of motor isn't running the paper or pulling the paper up. It's not doing anything. The track ball that should pull in the paper. So we say no print, and then it says, "Oh, thank you."
The inside of the machine. Well, I'll show you. Now, you see, what can we see here? There is a rubber wheel that probably feeds the paper, and then there's another one there, plus that little gray pin. Now if I stick in a paper, I'm putting it in, and then the gray thing on the left there, you see, there it goes, back up and down, back up and down. That's the first signal that they know there's paper in the machine. So the next thing the machine probably will do is send down the rubbers to feed the paper into the printer. So are these rubbers are so dried up and slippery that they don't move the paper any further, or something else? While I was cleaning this machine, I tried going into the inside here. I took out some dust, but yeah, it's hard to reach, right? So you go to the back. There you have this gray thing here. And what you do is you just take one finger, like, yeah, like that, and you just take that out. You can reach the back easier. And this is part of the feed. Maybe this is so dry that it cannot feed the paper anymore. Oh yeah, that could be it. So I'm going to clean that. All these rubber bars, these rubber wheels. Let's see if that helps. Okay, the next step in this adventure is, will it work if I now put paper in here? We can then see it in the back, how far it goes. Can we see that? It goes all the way to this. Hey, wait a minute, what's this? Or maybe something is blocking. Here's something that seems to block the paper. We have the paper here. We turn it on. I just want to see what it does. So it's turning on. The light is green, so let's do Ctrl P again. We're going to print this page. Page 1, ready, print. It doesn't do anything. Oh, no. The first thing I'm going to do is clean that one. That's the one that feeds the paper. It looks good in my opinion, but maybe it slips and it doesn't feed the paper. It doesn't do anything. So let's see. Let's say print. We'll remove. Here's some motors running, but nothing that I'm recording moved. So I took the top off. Luckily I still had these screwdrivers, Torx. One thing I immediately was amazed and astonished by was these two baskets, or these two trays. This is for the color, and this is some kind of waste basket where they drop residue from the printer heads, and it's ugly as hell. It's a bit dark, sorry. So as you can see, this is really, I used my cotton swab but it was all sticky and dirty here. It's really, really messy. You don't want to touch that with your fingers. And there's some kind of tray that can be pulled out. So I got this stick, and this probably slides under there. Oh, wait a minute. This, you don't see this because this is tucked away underneath here, so you never see that. So this probably pops to the front and cleans the heads, and then the residue drops in here. And this one was pretty full and all up to the top. That's also a reason it was clogged, maybe. I didn't know there was this residue tray inside the machine that's just full of leftover ink that will never be used, never to be seen unless you open it. If you would shake this printer around now with all these pieces of rubble, that would really not be good for your machine. There's nothing protecting it. These particles could just float around if you just turn that thing upside down. So that was something that really amazed me. While I was cleaning the wheel, I also discovered that it was very dirty. It looked like ink residue, and it came out of this part. This is some kind of ink drain. All this ink comes out of here. So if this is full and there's a lot of foam in here, if that's fully soaked with ink and it's pretty full, it's all black and green and all these colors, I then think it will come out of here, because the whole here on the edges, all this greenish black blue residue has been clogging up by the years, I think. Okay, here, this thing, and it goes to this. You see it moves? It looks like this blocks the printer from printing or something, of putting the paper in, but I'm not sure. Now I know what happens. This looks like a lock position, and it's a sneaky, hidden away lock. Let's see. If I do this, I'm going to unblock it like this. Hey, you see? It moves back. I'll show you what I did with my other hand. So let's go to here. This is underneath here, and I don't want to touch it because it's dirty. So now it's locked. It's hidden away. So probably this thing goes here, goes into this position, and then the machine gets cleaned by this thing here underneath. But I don't see any. So what I think it does is it moves back and forth, and these rubbers go over the heads of the inked cartridges and then clean it. And then the residue ends up somewhere in here and goes down. But it doesn't give any signals to the controller board saying that it's full of dirt or dirty, or that there's too much ink residue in the container. It doesn't say that. Probably they don't want you to know this. You see, it's very dirty. But it's interesting that this machine actually gets very dirty. Well, of course, this thing is already almost 20 years old. So I checked some videos on Hewlett-Packard sites, etc., on YouTube. And they recommend you just use 10 pieces of A4 paper. Also use some new clean ones, not the old dusty ones you already had in there. So I took some new papers, tap it on a flat surface, put it in. I don't need to put it in further, so this will be good. First turn it on, first time since yesterday. Yeah. It is doing something here. It's turning the wheel. So it's sort of cleaning. I don't know. It tried to move this part. No errors or anything, right? Let's print. I only have the black cartridge in there. So if I now do print, I'll lift this one up. What will it do? And it gives an error message. Yeah. What does this mean? There is something this clicked here. I don't know. This is so weird. What if I just put it like this? You see? This moves that thing. So probably when it's in this position, it's quite interesting actually. In this position, it locks. And this turning the wheel should bring this part underneath here to the front. I think the problem lies with this cog here, and it turns and turns, but nothing on this whole rail that it's supporting moves as well. So it does nothing. This wheel is off. It should be more that way, because if you look closely, can we see that? Yeah. It's spinning, but shouldn't it be aligned with the other cog? That one, and that one. Maybe it's just spinning freely. It spins, but it doesn't move the bar. Take a very, very close look. Is everything... Hey, see? It's not spinning. It's spinning around the iron. Yeah. It's not stuck. So, that's stupid. So I think it should be in there. You see that? That little brown, yellow brownish part. I think if we slide it in there, and then we should be able to move the other parts. We have two cogs here, 1 and 2. This one is being blocked, and then the large wheel on the left starts spinning again, like this, and then it should bring out this. That's how it should work. This wheel just doesn't cooperate. And that's the reason it says it has no paper. Here's the thing. We need to unscrew 5 screws. 2 large ones. Large ones are for plastic. So they screw into plastic, and these are for metal. So we have 1 here, 1 here, 2. 1 is for metal, 1 is for plastic. So that's 3. 4, and here 5. It's also plastic. So here's plastic, and here in the middle. So this is already loose. I can now take it out, and you need to unplug a connector for the power supply for the motor and a data cable, and I don't know it fits into that socket. How to plug that in when I'm done, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I'll figure it out. That's how you remove this part, because now you can clean this whole upper part. I used cotton swabs and just remove all the dust and dirt and ink residue. I took out this top part that had these foam pieces. That's here. I may also try to remove... I can't remove this. This is glued to the case. It's all stuck. I think I'm going to try and absorb some stuff with some kitchen paper. See if I can get rid of some of that residue. So I hope it's visible. I've cleaned up the trays. I turn around this cushion so it's a little bit wide again, and you can see the tape that sticks it to the bottom. So took that out, and then we have the other side. Cleaned the whole top here too. This is also black and dirty. You couldn't see it. I used, let's say, about 50 cotton swabs. Oh, wait a minute. This whole part was black. Yeah, it was all black, and now it's clean again. Yeah, as clean as possible. This slide inside was all black, and this one as well. Almost everything was colored greenish, bluish. Most of it I removed with cotton swabs. Inside here, everything was black or bluish. Maybe you saw it on the other footage before. Will be the after. I'm gonna close it up again. Oh, I forgot one piece here. It should be underneath here. Let's see, that should be inside these two, like that. Even these gray surfaces, they gray, but they just taint a little bit dark gray, and then you go wipe it off with the paper towel, and it's full of black. So it's actually a good thing I cleaned this up. That also improves the work. Yeah, you can see this still. I haven't cleaned this one yet. So let's see if I have something. This is already dirty, but yeah, here, just this top, just wipe it like this. And you can see how much. Now it's shiny, and here's how dirty that is. This is not a healthy machine if you would need to work around this all day. So that's also a thing. In the old days, printers were in the same room where people were working, and nowadays we know that's a hazard. But at home, people still have these machines in their office, their home office, and they print while they're there. Yeah, but they don't print all day long. I'm happy now. Cleaned up the whole thing, put the top back on, and let's test it. I just need to push this in a little. So what I did is just put my fingers here and just pushed that part all the way against that. I still think I can move it a little bit first. You can see you got maybe 2 millimeters between there, 2 millimeters. So I'm going to try and move it some more and then reassemble and then test it. So I opened up my Word file again, and we're going to try the printer now. Placed it in the middle. I just want to see what happens when I turn it on. Turn it on again and again. It feeds paper. What the? It feeds paper. So that's something weird. It never did that before. Yes, it slides. See, that's what it should do. Slide back and forth a few times. And yes, it's back in its original position. All right, now let's print. It's ready. Yes, forward, back, forward. Oh. Yes. So. Whoa. It's not done yet. All right, yeah, do a third one. So. Oh. It does another cleaning. It's funny how this works. So, it should be cleaned now. And we now for certain know this cartridge is empty. Oh, and now the real test. Let's see. This is the new one. It's totally black. The label is a little bit different. This they should just look the same, even the two circles. And somehow this one is not accepted. The new cartridge is in here. Check. The colored one is the old one. This is the one with the date 2011. Let's see if it detects. And if it says, oh, it's a faulty device. Oh, it's destroying my machine again. So this now goes correct. And it still says it, the cartridge isn't. I can't get my head around this. Well, at least I solved the gears problem. It's closed up again. So when I remove the top, it should go to the center. So we'll take out the official new cartridge and we'll put back in both the old ones. This is the original colored one. The official black labeled one, black one. Close the lid. We'll just close the lid. And now it also goes to the middle like it should. We'll just replace the color. Yeah? Just replace the color and see if it will then say, all right, okay, well, you can still print. We'll do another printout. I'm going to change the color of my text. I give the colors of my text color blue. So I select all my text and then start, and then we say color, let's say light blue. You can't see that now. I've changed the color of my text to light blue. We're doing Control P again, printer properties, print settings, and then OK. Will it do the blue text? Yes, now it's really, yes. 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 You see this? I have a lot of ISO. Blue text. Yeah. So it works. But that's only one cartridge. What if we now just replace this one too with the new one? If this works, guys, if the whole problem with the cartridges was just okay. Now we're gonna, yeah, now it gives the error message again. That's weird. So it only gives the error message with the black. Why? What's wrong with the black? Is it not clean? It is clean.
The problem with the black cartridge is that the copper points are glued to the cartridge just a bit lower than the ones on the right. Also, you can see that the punctures in the copper points on the right are completely centered, while on the left, the bad cartridge, the punctures are more at the top. This small difference could be the reason it doesn't work, but all the punctures I see on the left are on the copper, but they aren't as clear as the ones on the right. I tried to undo the tape with the copper with a Stanley knife, but don't do this! This will destroy the fragile layer of wires if you don't do it correctly, and you won't be able to use this cartridge for sure. As you can see, this is Microsoft XP. This is where the HP printer works best on, and I installed the software on this one. This software is actually very good. You can calibrate the inked cartridges. You'll print these, and if they're all aligned, then it's all right. Before that, you can also align the horizontal, vertical, and offset. So if you can see the line
the vertical line here next to the arrow. Then you have to select A8 or A7 in this case. It's just on the paper. So you type A7, and when all the stripes are aligned here, you type that number, and that is B6. So after that, the cartridges are aligned and they work. So what I did is I printed out different colors. So you can hardly see it. This is red. This was black, but it's gray, but this should be black. This is purple, and this is blue. So those are the colors I also tested. I turn on the printer. It will turn active, of course. I don't have any Word on here, so I use WordPad. Also works good. And let's say I'm using color, and then let's say we copy that and we call this red, and this bold. And if we would print this, here it will also say the ink levels, and you can see the old black one still has some ink left in it. So I was amazed by that. And well, as you can see, the black does work, but it's not the best. You see, it's a bit empty, or it's not fully working. So I think if I print a few more times, the black ink will come back. I can still use my old black cartridge. I'm using the new colored cartridge, and the new black cartridge, unfortunately, is
dead. If you still happen to have an old printer like this, I hope you liked the info I gave you. The cartridge problem is still a bit of a mystery, although I find this tiny difference. Give the video a like if you'd like. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.